The farce that is housing policy and how the crisis can be solved. I'll look at that. The lies that we were told about coronavirus and people like me cancelled for trying to tell the truth. But before we get to that, what do they say about people who have tickets on themselves? Here we are drowning in a public policy mess, whether it's housing, energy, the voice, kids being intellectually manipulated in classrooms, and Chalmers, with nothing to say about any of this, the Treasurer, Dr. Chalmers, was talking on Friday about a well-being framework. Can you be any more out of touch using out-of-date data to declare that homeowners are finding it easier to repay mortgages? That's what he said. 11 interest rate increases. The bloke is on another planet. Mental health, he said, is not a rising concern. The Federal Treasurer pushes his chest out and makes a speech on national well-being, what he called a version of New Zealand's well-being budget. Well, New Zealand are living with the legacy of Ardern and presiding over an economy that has been almost destroyed. Yet Chalmers is talking about a well-being budget using out-of-date data and expecting us to believe that homeowners are finding it easier to repay mortgages. Put this bloke out to pasture. Give the job to Andrew Lee. I'm sick of the platitudes. Chalmers said, I want this to be a feature of the economic conversation in the years ahead. Well, I'd like a conversation about an energy policy that's going to cripple the nation. I'd like a conversation about why young people trying to better themselves go to university and run up a HECS debt, and it's indexed. So from July 1, 7% was added to the debt. Where does that fit into the economic conversation? Tomorrow I'll return to this Net Zero Australia report, produced by a team led by the former National Chief Scientist, Professor Robin Batterham. Professor Batterham calculates that to decarbonise Australia by 2060, using renewables, we'll need to spend $7 to $9 trillion. Trillion. That's 16 times more than the Australian government's total net debt. Dr. Chalmers, where does that fit into your conversation? If we can't do better than these people running the country, we are in bad shape. And what about this Daniel Andrews? So confident of Victoria successfully staging the 2026 Commonwealth Games that only 4 months ago he was talking up the event with a senior Communist Party leader during Andrews' secretive visit to China. In his official report on his trip to China, Andrews revealed that he and a senior Chinese Communist Party leader discussed the 2026 Commonwealth Games with the leader of the province that was planning for the World University Games in 2023. The report said, quote, shared lessons from the Sichuan government's planning for the World University Games in 2023 and Victoria's planned hosting of the 2026 Commonwealth Games, agreement to establish a working group to deliver outcomes in these priority sectors and a reciprocal visit to Victoria, unquote. This is the report of the visit. It talked about exchange of lessons from the Sichuan government's planning of the World University Games with Victoria's 2026 Commonwealth Games preparations.